Hello friends, welcome back. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for stopping in. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subby friend. And thank you to everyone who has supported me through my journey of growing this channel. I appreciate you so very much. So tonight I wanted to bring to you this super fun tumbler. So I showed you the easiest application of glitter for doing an ombre, and I know that I've shown you this technique many times, but this is the easiest way to do chunky glitter. So this is just so smooth right off the bat, and it always comes out looking beautiful. This glitter here is a girl's best friend from Glitter Chimp, which I thought was super fitting for a Santa baby cup. So the Santa baby, I wanted it to also be in glitter so that the whole thing was just very glittery. So this is a heat transfer vinyl, and yes, you can do heat transfer over top of epoxy. Now, because anytime you're heating epoxy, I do suggest that you wear a mask if you're heating your epoxy. So I think it's a good idea to wear a mask when you're doing heat transfer vinyl over epoxy, but you can absolutely do heat transfer vinyl. So this tumbler turned out so cute. What a great Christmas tumbler. And you know, if you sell tumblers, I think that these are so fun. They would go really well. And this is a Target ceramic tumbler from the Target dollar spot. Now I'm also doing some in the heavier ones. So I don't really know that there's a reason for a ceramic mug to be double walled other than the fact of keeping it hotter longer. So, but they're real heavy. However, I am in the process of doing a few of them to see how they turn out. So I'm excited to share them with you when they're done. And yeah, so this is really cute. I hope you like it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already done so, hit subscribe. So yeah, the easiest foolproof method for applying chunky glitter and then heat transfer. So yeah, listen, I hope you guys have a blessed and beautiful night. Thank you again for stopping in. And the video is attached of putting this cup together. Okay? Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye. So this is a ceramic mug from Target. They have these every year. They're $3. This one, when I first started, was green and white stripe. And so I painted it. Now, I used a light gray chalk paint on it. This is going to be a Santa baby cup, so I guess it stands to reason that the glitter will be a girl's best friend. So I'm gonna mix up some glitter, put this in, and we'll get it going. I mean, mix up epoxy. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm doing this as a voiceover because of the tropical storm that was going on. The wind was so bad, and I didn't want you to have to listen to that. So I'm mixing up my epoxy and glitter. So I'm using Pro-Marine epoxy, and it is part A, part B, equal parts of each. I'm really digging the Pro-Marine epoxy. It is working so well for me. Now, with this method, I always suggest that you use, rule of thumb, about half as much glitter as you do epoxy. Now this method is fantastic. This is really chunky glitter, but it just lays down so beautifully. I have another tumbler that I'm doing the other way. When it's done, I will show it to you, and it just doesn't even compare to how nicely it lays down. All right, so you mix your glitter into your epoxy. Now again, when I do this method, I really like using these silicone brushes. I feel like it helps to get
the glitter and epoxy laid down really nicely, you don't have to use these, because I do also use my finger. I use my finger for going around any edges and making sure everything is very smooth. But I do like these spatulas. So I get these. You can get them on Amazon. They come with, different epoxy kits. You can buy them separate. But I generally buy mine at the Dollar Tree. They're very inexpensive. Of course, at the Dollar Tree, they are $1. So you can already see how nicely this is laying down, and I'm not using a ton of epoxy. I end up having quite a bit left that I put in some key fobs actually. Now the nice thing with this method, like I said, it comes out completely like smooth and immaculate from your very first application. You can, definitely, if you want a heavier coverage than what it gives you, you can always go in and just do a light sprinkle over top of it. It will still be smooth, not quite as smooth, but it will still be a nice smooth application. Or you can go in and, just do a second layer of this. I only have one layer with this cup. So this cup is this layer that I'm putting on in the beginning, and then I put on my decal, and then I put another just clear light layer of epoxy over top of that, and it is done. So again, I'm just going in, making sure that everything is completely covered. And if you want your bottom done, don't forget your bottom. And around the handle, since this one does have a handle on it, it's the coffee mug, of course, I do like to use my finger. And like I said, I use my finger for any crevices. And I do also like to use my finger and go around the butt and around the top of the mug as well, just to make sure everything is smooth and on well. And again, you can use your finger for the whole thing if you want to. Because I use my finger a lot with epoxy, I do just really happen to find that these applicators do such a nice job with this particular method of epoxy application. So again, I'm just going to go in, make sure everything's covered. I was just showing you how much I have left. So you can see I really didn't use a lot of epoxy on this, which is very nice for these heavy tumblers like this. So in this, I was showing you, because someone had asked me recently, because their footballs were falling off. For me, when I drill my footballs, I actually drill all the way through. So I have my decal. I took this out of, I used Cricut to cut this out. Now it is an iron-on, so it's a little sticky. I have it stuck here, so I'm not going to pull it off because I have it where I want it. But I'd like for you to see, I mean, this, just that one layer, if you weren't going to put anything else on this, it would be done. Like, this is so just shiny and perfect and flat, and as chunky as that glitter is, it is just nice and flat laying down. Now I have my my Easy Press Mini, and I am actually going to just heat this. So this is iron-on vinyl. Now, I love the fact that you can do iron-on vinyl over top of epoxy. So, A, it gives you more options on what you have to work with. So, and then also B,
I love like the iron-on vinyl. You don't have to worry about any sort of lift or anything when it is getting the layer of epoxy over it. And in all honesty, like with this tumbler, like because this epoxy is so perfect, if I wanted to just iron on vinyl and leave it, I honestly could. I mean, I'm not going to because I like that next layer over it, but I technically could. And I'd have to iron it on a lot better than, you know, what I do. Right now, I just iron it on to make it, you know, stay, but not necessarily to make sure it's on permanent. You know, but it's just nice options. This cup is going to be so pretty. I like using my mini for this because you can get in all kinds of little spaces. Especially with the cups being curved. I know a lot of people use, you know, cup presses. And I had thought about buying one, but honestly, most people that I talk to that did buy them say that they really just never use them. All right, so there is that. That is so pretty, and it is ready for the second epoxy, and it will be done. Quick and easy. All right, so I'll bring you back when it's done.